So, you're new to TCGs. Welcome to a new class of all the basics. Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. I love trading card games, and I also love board games. And this is going to be a new series made for my friend Brian. Brian, if you're watching, leave a comment. Let people know that you're here. Brian is one of my oldest friends here in West Virginia. Brian and I used to be in part of a board game group. It kind of died off, but we used to be part of a board game group where we would avidly play board games every Thursday in this weird basement of this building in Charleston. Never mind. But we used to play board games all the time. And Brian is getting into his first trading card game with Sorcery Contested Realm locally here in Teays Valley. It's just something I encouraged him to get into. Being a game that plays on a table with different movements and stuff, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity for him to get involved in a TCG, and I could never get him hooked on Magic the Gathering. So Brian, being a board game player, is going to experience TCGs in a different way, and it's brand new to him. So I thought I would put together a series, and this is going to be a beginner's class for trading card games applicable to all TCGs, from Magic to Pokemon to Yu-Gi-Oh to Cryptic to Sorcery to all the TCGs. But I'm going to use Sorcery as an example because Sorcery is a new game that's coming out that I am teaching to a lot of players in my store, and I'm sharing with a lot of people both on the internet and locally. And so it's also a game that's new to a lot of us. So even if you've been involved in TCGs, I feel like this content's going to be good for you because you will learn about Sorcery particularly and the way that they are doing things as it coincides with TCG. So I can share these videos with everybody in my store and allow them to learn a new TCG along with Brian, who will be learning a new TCG. So also we have the pre-order up for beta, and this will kind of help my store understand that we've got a new product coming out. And that being said, so there's a lot to learn for all of us, but let's get started with the first topic of the difference between board games. If you are new to a TCG and you came from the board game world, Scythe is my favorite game, by the way, and the artwork I thought coincided really well because this is the most beautiful artwork in a board game mixed with, I think, the most beautiful artwork in a TCG in Sorcery. So first, the first episode of You're New to TCGs is going to be all about Rarity. And this is a really important distinguishing for people who come into this hobby because they don't quite get it. They don't quite understand that when you open up a pack, it's different than when you just go to your store and you buy Settlers of Catan, or you buy a board game that goes on your shelf and that kind of thing. Rarity, everything you need in a board game is here. Everything you need to play Scythe is here in this box or in the expansion box or whatever. Everything you need to play the game comes in the same box, and everybody is the same. When you buy that box, it's the exact same product as when somebody else buys a box. But when you buy a booster box of a game like Sorcery or any other TCG, you are getting randomized cards and randomized play pieces that you then can collect in order to build your specific deck. Now, I will say most TCGs, and like Sorcery does, they have pre-constructed decks. So if you are just hopping in, you can hop in and get those pre-constructed decks and learn how to play and experience the game at the ground level. But as you get involved, you will inevitably end up buying booster boxes and opening up packs in order to collect cards, or buying singles in order to collect the cards and build the decks that you want to build. Everything you need is in here, but there is no value. When you buy this and you open it, it inherently loses value because you've now played it. It's like a used car, right? Whereas in a TCG, when you open it, you don't necessarily gain value, but the cards inside sometimes and very often can have more value than the box that you purchased originally. So things are, in TCGs, they are rare and they are collectible. And I want to take a look and show you how the rarity is built in to this particular game in Sorcery. When you open up a booster pack, and these boxes, there are 39 packs. In the beta boxes, there are 36 packs. And so you open up this booster box and you open up cards, and there's different rarities. So you can see how many ordinary cards we have here, a huge stack of ordinary cards and the ordinary sites, which we will get to in the future. And then you have the exceptional cards. These exceptional cards, if you're comparing it to a game like Magic the Gathering, would be the uncommons. So you have common rarity in the ordinaries and then an uncommon rarity in the exceptionals. When you open up a pack, you're going to get 3 exceptionals. I believe it is 9 ordinaries, maybe 10, I don't know. And then you're going to get elites. These are like a rare in Magic the Gathering, and every pack is either going to have a rare or a unique, and the elite or the unique. And the elites are like a rare, whereas the uniques are more like a mythic rare, a very rare thing. So you can see when you open up your box, you incrementally get different number of cards, which makes them more rare. And then of course you have the foil cards, which we can talk about when we talk about more collectability. But this video is more focused on getting yourself the play pieces involved in a game like Sorcery. So we're in a board game, you're getting all the cards, all the places that you need. In a TCG, you're actually opening up the packs to get the cards. And this has some pros and some cons. And I really prefer the TCG element of card games. I really prefer what this happened, but you may not. And so here are the pros and cons of that. The pros are that a trading card game typically is going to hold value. You're typically going to see that the cards inside are going to hold a value better than something like a board game, which once it gets out of date and people move on to another game, they kind of throw it in their shelf, and you can't really sell a board game on the secondary market. You can, but typically not for anything close to what you purchase it for new. Whereas in TCGs, it creates this ecosystem. It's not just something that when you're done with it goes in your closet. It's actually something that it's a hobby. Each game individually is almost a hobby in its own, and it creates this ecosystem of collectability and longevity that you don't see in a board game. That's the pros, in my opinion, that when you open up packs, when you open up a TCG and you collect a TCG, you are building a collection, something of value. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to make money. I'm not saying that you should be investing in this. I'm not saying that kind of thing. But when you open up the cards, each one has a different value assigned to it and a different collectability element to it, compared to a board game where every piece is the same across the board. You have a collectible value in TCGs. The cons to this, obviously, is that it can be then more expensive to play a trading card game. It can be more expensive from a financial standpoint. Now, that being said, because of the collectability, you end up bringing in the trading card game. And this is what I think we have lost a lot of in 2023, where there's so much internet and trade-ins and selling your cards online. Everybody focuses so much on the value of cards monetarily, but the trading card element is really cool. And whenever we get a new TCG, and this is something I really get excited for my store, we've seen it with Cryptic, we've seen it with other games where people want to trade cards, and it's not just about selling the card or whatever. It's actually about building a collection and saying, hey, I need 2 of these commons. Does anybody have this? And they go into, they trade with each other. And that's a really, really cool thing that I'm excited to see happen with Sorcery. So it's not just going online and purchasing the cards, but actually building a community of people who are all playing the same game. It would be like building a community of people who play Scythe, Brian, a community of people who play the game, and you're trading faction pieces back and forth in order to build the perfect factions and then go into your event and play in. So that is the difference between the collectability of a trading card game and the playability resulting in the collectability, compared to a board game of which you get the product in hand and you have everything you need to play. I would really encourage you guys, if you are looking at Sorcery, to follow along with these videos and learn with us as we just learned the different rarity structures of cards in the boxes and how you are getting different cards. Whether or not you are an avid TCG enthusiast or somebody who's new to the hobby, I'd encourage you to follow along with us. And as you guif there's things I missed, leave in the comment section. And maybe Brian and the people in my store who are going to be looking at Sorcery can pick this up and see firsthand from other people in the community what the differences are between trading card games and board games. If I forgot anything, let me know in the comment section. Hopefully you have yourself a fantastic day. Be kind to the people around you. And if you're looking for beta pre-orders, go to gamegrove.gg. I'll leave it in the comment section below. If you're looking to get involved in that, alpha should be releasing in the next month or so. So I really want to give you guys some content to follow along, to learn about Sorcery before the product gets in hand, so people really know what they're talking about when product gets in hand. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.